Tom Sawyer. I don't want to be no doctor or no lawyer. Fishing by the river, that's the only place to be. I want to be free sitting under a tree, that's me. These are the stories of Tom Sawyer. Me and Unc' Finn just playing by the river, chasing that steamboat teacher, let me be. I wanna be free sitting under a tree. That's me!
Don't get me wrong, I think rain's just dandy in reasonable amounts. But the drops have been coming down so hard for so long, it sort of puts me in mind of Noah's Ark. It started raining the day that famous theatrical company left, and hasn't slacked off so much as a single day since. Mean weather is especially hard on my friend Huck Finn, him not having a proper home and all. Besides which, he's about as mopey as a muskrat on account of Lisette leaving. I declare I never seen a boy suffer so from losing a girl he was sweet on. I feel even sorrier for him than I do for me, but I just don't see there's much I can do for him, so I figure he'll have to recover in his own good time. Sooner or later, I reckon things will get back to normal. Meanwhile, that blamed rain is making me so droopy I can't hardly see straight. All the excitement of seeing Lisette and the play and the ruckus Huck started feels like 100 years ago. Now I'm stuck with having to spend all my time with Sid, which is bad enough on a sunny day, but I'm trying to make the best of it. What are you reading now, little brother?
About anything I can find.
Oh, well. If it don't let up soon, I'm gonna build an ark. Sid, I do believe I see it starting to clear up. By golly, I think it is.
No fooling? Reckon so. There is a little blue to the north. Could still rain for hours, Tom.
Maybe Huck will cheer up a little now. He's been feeling so low he could walk under a rattlesnake on stilts.
Tom!
Because of Lisette.
Oh, how can you be so terribly unfeeling?
Huh?
Poor
What?
little Lisette.
Yep, everybody wound up being sweet on Lisette.
Especially Huck.
Mm-hmm. Who could blame Huck? Lisette was about the prettiest thing I've ever seen. She had told us it was a pathetic story, and it sure enough lived up to its promise. Why, not more than halfway through the first part of the show, everybody in the audience was ready to run up on stage and tar and feather that villainous Archduke for being so rough with Lisette. And then there was little brother Sid, who thought he had died and gone to heaven whenever Lisette was around. But whatever Sid felt for Lisette, it couldn't hold a candle to what Huck had been feeling. He'd been plumb swept off his feet.
I can't keep going on like this. Okay, Huck, come on, pull yourself together.
Where are you off to, Tom? Uh-oh. Tom, you'll drown if you go out there now. There ain't a drop in the sky, and the ground's almost dry. Well, bless me, it is clear enough.
Tom? Tom, where are you?
Tom just scooted out of the house, Mother.
Where's he off to, do you reckon?
To play, I imagine.
I could skin him alive.
Well, Mother, now what's got you so worked up?
Mary, that boy pinched another loaf of bread and a whole rasher of bacon.
My. Now, if and I knowed my friend Huck, I knowed he hadn't ate much of late, if anything at all. That was one thing I could help him out with. You see, in his present mood, Huck would have figured that scaring up food was more trouble than it was worth. Sometimes I worried he'd just waste away to nothing more than a stick. I reckon Aunt Polly would figure the victuals I took had gone for a good cause. It's time, Huck. Are you up there? Come on out. Huck, howdy.
What are you doing out on a day like this?
I reckon you'd be a mite hungry. That bread is fresh baked. Mary made it just this morning. Try some of the bacon, too. Yeah.
Thanks.
Appears I got here just in the nick of time.
Oh, boy. There's the first real meal I've had since yesterday, Tom.
What in the world you gonna do if it keeps on raining like this, Huck?
If I had a mind to, I could always find a barrel to sleep in back of Mr. Rogers' store, but I just feel more at home here.
Appears to me like you got one hard row to hoe, Huck.
Oh, it ain't as bad as it might seem. And like I said, if worse comes to worse, I can always find a barrel to sleep in.
But what if there ain't no barrel?
I'd go up to the sawmill. The stable's warm, too. I'd find something.
I wish I could invite you to come stay with me at Aunt Polly's.
I appreciate the thought, Tom. But you know your Aunt Polly and me don't get along. We're just two different breeds of cat, I reckon.
It ain't that Aunt Polly don't like you, Huck. It's just that she's set in her ways about certain things. She thinks young'uns ought to live with their kin in a regular house.
My pap and me used to live together in a regular house, but I wasn't one bit happy then. Why, you couldn't pay me enough to live that way again. The way I live now is heaven compared to that. I'm much happier with my life now, even though I do have to go without a few meals and sleep under a leaky roof.
Your pappy must have been powerful stern with you to make you feel that way. What was he like? How come he didn't send you to school? Did you have any friends? How was it living with him?
Pa never was a believer in work. He always wanted me to do everything for him. After my mama passed away, it was like it just sort of busted his mainspring. He just stayed drunk all the time. I got good and tired of getting whooped, so one night while he was drunk, I up and ran away.
Do you have any idea where he is now?
Well, let me see. The last I heard about Pap, I believe somebody saw him upriver a piece in Quincy. He was drunk and mean as ever.
Quincy, that's only a few miles from here.
Well, that was some time ago. I doubt if he's still hanging around the same places these days. Hey, hanged if I know why we're even talking about my pa, Tom. I'd really rather not stir up all that stuff again.
Hey now, I wish you'd look at this, Huck. Here's the weather's clearing up at last. Why, I bet things will dry out in no time.
Not a lick too soon for my taste.
So, what do you feel like doing now, Huck?
Well, we could do some treasure hunting.
When?
Right now, we could see what the rain's washed up alongside the riverbank.
Yeah?
Yeah. Every time we have a downpour like this one, all manner of stuff gets washed up on the riverbank. Why, I couldn't begin to tell you the stuff I've found there.
Can't think of nobody I'd rather go hunting with than you.
Same here, Tom. To show you how ornery the river can be, years ago, folks here fished out a fella by the name of Mate Blodgett, and when they searched his houseboat, they found all manner of goods. Sack of beans, 2 pistols, 6 dresses, most of a keg of kerosene, and a piece of paper stuck in the back of Mate's Bible with a note about a bag of gold he had hidden away.
Did folks figure he'd stole it?
Sure did.
If nobody ever found that there gold, it might still be in the river. And if nobody has ever claimed it yet, just think. We'd be as entitled to it as anyone.
That would sure take a heap of hunting, Tom.
I'd be willing to hunt all day for a bag of real gold. That's the way it is with pirates, you know. They never give up till they find the treasure they're after.
Well, come on, let's do it.
Lead on, First Mate Finn. Here I come.
Hey, not too steady there, are you?
That's all you know.
Turned out Mayflodget had stole the gold from a bunch of Indians that had burned out his home.
Wild Injuns?
Mm-hmm. But he got back at them by stealing their gold. You see, he figured they owed him that much after burning down his house and everything.
Didn't they light out after him?
You just bet they did.
Well, how come he didn't just lamb out cross country into the woods?
On account of old Mafe was a riverman. Had all his gear on his houseboat. Some people just belong to the river, Pa used to say. And old Mafe was just one of them folks.
Couldn't he move his houseboat downriver a little?
Well, he tried.
What happened?
All they found was the wreckage. And as for Mafe, they found his body with a knife in his back. Nobody knows to this day who done him in.
I'm glad I didn't find that body.
You bet. I wouldn't want to find it either.
Still and all, pirates ain't scared of dead bodies.
Well, I reckon you might find one or two who would be.
Hey!
So, what's the matter?
What if somebody else had the same idea about the treasure hunt?
Uh-oh.
We better hop to it.
Mm-hmm.
So the two of us lit out for the river. Tom Sawyer, the Black Avenger of the Spanish Main, and Huck Finn, the Red-Handed, figured to beat everybody else to that sack of gold if it was there. With the miserable rain already forgot, it was turning into a perfect summer day, with adventure on the high seas right around the next bend.
There's sure a gang of stuff piled up in that log jam there, Tom. Yes, sir, some rooting around in there ought to turn up a few wonders, I betcha.
Appears to me the quickest way to get to the riverbank is down this here slope.
You'll break your neck. Go this way, Tom.
Can't, Huck, I'm already sailing.
All right, but don't say I didn't warn you. Easy now, them rocks is slicker than lard on a hot skillet. I'm going around the long way, Tom. I'll catch up with you at the bottom.
Okay, but hurry up. Now, let's find us some treasure.
Tom? Have you found anything yet?
Nothing worth mentioning.
Go all the way down to the bank.
Well, ain't you coming down, Huck? Nothing but trash so far. What? Oh no! It is!
Huh?
Huck, it's awful!
What happened?
Wait a minute. I can't talk yet. I can't believe it.
What's in there anyway? Rattlesnake?
No.
Well, what in the world was it then?
It's
Try it again.
a dead body floating in the water.
Dead body? You mean a human one?
Yes.
Wait here, Tom. I'm gonna get Sheriff Collins.
I ain't staying here alone with that thing, Huck.
Come on, then.
Wait up! Huck, you gotta help me. I can't make it on my own. My legs won't hold me up.
Don't take on so, Tom.
All right, hang on.
Easy.
Oh, Huck, that thing scared the liver out of me.
And the body's about half a mile above Wilson's Bluff, hmm?
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you boys for coming in here to tell me about it.
Do you want us to take you there?
Well, Tom, that won't be needful. I am familiar with Wilson's Bluff, so I reckon we can fetch it up in short order.
Do you reckon somebody killed him?
You boys see anything to make you think so?
No, sir. But I didn't get close enough to really tell.
I ain't surprised. Well, you boys can run along. Hitch up the wagon, Patrick, and let's get on up there.
Yep.
And bring a hunk of canvas.
Yes, sir, Sheriff.
Dadgummit, first drowning so far this year.
Sheriff Collins?
What is it, Tom? Something pressing on your mind there, young feller?
Something else just occurred to me that I reckon I ought to tell you about, Sheriff.
All right, let's have it, son.
Well, I only got a quick glance at that body, but,
Yes?
well, it seemed to me he looked a mite familiar.
Who might it be?
I mean, I didn't really want to talk about it in front of Huck, but it might be his paw.
You sure you'd know old Finn if you saw him?
I think I would, Sheriff.
How about Huck? Does he reckon that body was his paw?
No, sir, Huck didn't even see it.
Where is your friend Huckleberry now?
Waiting for me. Outside.
Well, now, that being the state of things, stay right here while we fetch that corpse, all right?
Yes, sir. But as I said before, I only had a glimpse, so I ain't really positive it's him. On the other hand, it just might be.
Yep, I see. I'll have some other folks take a look at it, too. Go ask Huck to come in here, would you?
Mm-hmm. Huckleberry, come here.
What is it?
Sheriff Collins wants us to hang around here till he gets back.
Who found the body? I hear it was the same boy. Tom? Oh, how awful. The sheriff said it was Old Man Finn.
Who you reckon it is? They say it's Old Man Finn.
Don't say it. The old cook's finally gone to his reward then. Dear, dear.
Huckleberry, a bunch of folks looked at the body. Some said it was your pap, others said 'tweren't.
What? My pa? What in tarnation you talking about, Sheriff?
Nobody knows for sure. Thought Tom might have told you it might be your pa. Sorry to be breaking it to you this way, Huck. That feller was in the water for so long we couldn't make out his features for certain.
I was mighty popular that afternoon because everybody in town wanted to hear about me and Huck's adventure. There was a lot of disagreement about whether it was Old Man Finn or not. By nightfall, though, I started worrying that whoever it was might come back to haunt me, since I was the one that found the body. Somehow Huck figured out that it was his pa that I found. Huck paid his last respects as best he could. He forgave his pa for all the bad he'd done, and asked his pa to forgive him for all the bad he'd done. Somehow it all seemed to leave Huck feeling a lot more peaceful, not having to wonder and worry about his pa no more. Once the body was buried, life got pretty much back to normal in St. Pete.
It's hard to believe Huck's all alone in the world now, isn't it, Tom? But I'm surprised he didn't grieve a lot more.
Well, Becky, you gotta remember Huck's family life weren't nothing like what you and I've been accustomed to.
I think your family is your family no matter what, and you grieve when you lose a loved one.
I reckon Huck is grieving in his own way. He's just got a real relaxed way of going about it. Hey! Here comes the old city of Cairo.
I'd like to travel to different places when I grow up, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be the captain of a steamboat. I'm gonna sail all around the world and back again.
Oh? And will you write me lots of letters?
Sure I will. It must be a ghost, or else it's Huck's father.
Mercy me.
I know
Morning.
you, don't I? I remember now. You're that rapscallion friend of my good-for-nothing boy. Well, ain't you? Hey, now you come back here. Hey! I'm gonna find him yet.
Are you home? Wake up, Huck!
Huh?
Huck! You won't believe it! I seen him, Huck!
I'm sleeping. Quiet.
Your pa's alive and he's back in town!
What? Oh, no! You mean it?
I do, Sheriff. Say, you seen my boy Huck around here late? I ain't laid eyes on that little rascal since he was...
Oh, Finn? Well, I'll be.
What in the nation's going on here, Sheriff? You folks seen a ghost or something? It's just old Finn looking for my Huck.
Meow. Meow.
Where are you, Huck?
I'm coming. Howdy, Tom.
Where are you hiding out these days, Huck?
Out at the old Lyman house, seeing's nobody's living there anymore.
You'll never think of looking there.
Where's Pa now?
He's still stomping around town looking for you.
What do you reckon he's got in mind for me, Tom?
Well, from what I hear, he's been talking about taking you back upriver to Quincy to make you go to work for him.
That's Pa right enough.
At least we know where he is.
And we know where he ain't. Tom, my stomach is a ball of knots again.
Huck scooted back to the Lyman place on the hill and laid low. I doubt his pa could have found him with the help of a divining rod. But I sure enough had to give that crazy old feller credit for trying. He scoured all over St. Pete. A few days later, old man Finn just up and vanished as sudden and mysterious as he'd appeared. Never did know for sure where he'd come from, nor where he went to. Anyhow, Huck could breathe easy again. After a while, I got to wondering, since that weren't Huck's pa whose body I found, who in the world was that poor soul a-resting in his grave? I wonder if we'll ever find out.